We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show.
Welcome to the DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Razul McGee. It's Saturday. That's right. It's Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. So guess what? We got a plethora of topics lined up just for you. We have also, we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders and who they selected as OC. And we're going to talk about the Washington Wizards and their winning 10 straight games out of their 14 games. We're also going to talk about OV, Washington Capitals. They lost a family member. We're also going to talk about that as well. We're also going to discuss Baltimore Orioles, and their lineup looks pretty good right now. Also, make sure that you call in. The call-in number is 512-543-4662. I say again, 512-543-4662. I'm going to say it one more time because I kind of messed up on the end. Don't worry, I got you. It's 512-543-4662. You also can follow me on Facebook, and you can also follow me on the P app. So, I mean, there is a plethora of sports news going around. We're going to start with the Washington Commanders. Yes, the Washington Commanders were on the lookout for OC. They had, thought they were going to get Charlie London. Charlie London is now with the Tennessee Titans. Also, they thought they were going to go with another OC, but they got the individual. So, congratulations to Eric BIENEIMY, former Kansas City Chiefs OC, now a Washington Commander. There's a little thing that that really sparked my interest. Michael WILBORN, he's a well-known journalist, sports journalist for the Washington Post, and he said that he believes that Eric BIENEIMY was forced to become the OC of the Washington Commanders. Now, in my opinion, I think that's probably correct, but a little shocking at the same time. So I was completely blown away by that statement alone. I was like, wow, I did not know that. So I want to open up the calls and see what you think as well. It's 512-543-4662. All right. Make sure you call in because I want to hear your thoughts as well. Also, I was also disturbed by another shocking thing that I read as well. And the other one is that the Commanders have let go HEINEKE. Taylor HEINEKE is now a DC Defender, which is very troubling to me because Taylor Heineke proved that he belonged in this league, especially with the Commanders. So they let him go, and I was like, what are we thinking? So we're thinking that Howe can step in and be that deep threat that we desperately need. Uh, that's troubling. Very troubling to me. Because now we have to uh, pick up the pieces and start all over again. It's very hard to do that in this league, especially when you don't have the talent and structural uh, offenses, to push forward in this league. So for to look at the analytical stats of this, the schedule that we're coming up next year is going to be difficult to put a W in there. So we're going to go after our divisions: Philadelphia, Dallas, Giants. Then we're going to go after Bengals, 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs, Rams, and potentially the Broncos. So do you think we will ever make the Super Bowl? Well, if we don't have the pieces in place, Super Bowl should not be in that category unless we have a definitive team that can push forward in the right direction. Now, that remains to be seen. If you have Jack Del Rio and you have the quarterback, if these units don't click together and turn the page and move us forward and beat the teams that we have the talent to beat, Super Bowl would be okay. But if we don't lock in offensively and generate points that can beat teams, it's not going to happen. And letting go Heineke puts a stamp on that. So look, let's look at this. I'm gonna pull up Heineke's record. All right. Now it's going to be unfair that I pull up Howell's record, but it makes sense. So what I'm doing, I'm typing in Heineke record as a starter. All right. His record as a starter: 24 games, 16 starts, 7-9 record. All right. He has a 7-9 record. Now, how many games has Taylor Heineke won? Taylor Heineke has won 13 games, 19 losses, and 1. Now, what is his all-time wins and loss record? He's 13 and 19 and 1 in his career. So, was he a winning quarterback? No. But he was able to sustain the drive. Now, is that 19 losses on him? That means that 7-game loss, it wasn't on him because he was pulled out and then brought in. Now, if he would have stayed, he would have had a much bigger win and loss ratio. But since that he has 6-game lost in his wins, then it shows that he didn't have the start that he wished he had. Thanks for the 10 fans. So that goes back to what I was saying before. Does he deserve to be here? Yes, he does. He has proven over the years he's been here, he deserves to be here. Now, you could ultimately say they traded, they tested him out for 2 years and it didn't pan out. Okay, so now you're giving it to your rookie, Howell. Let's put Howell in here, right? Let's put Howell's record in there. So Howell has only won one game. Sam Howell has 57.9 percentage rating, 169 yards, one touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 83. So he has one interception. Now, a lot of people was like, well, give him time to grow. He's going to be under Eric Bieniemy's tutelage, and he's going to pick up the X and O pretty quickly. It's going to take over 2-3 years tops for this quarterback to gain momentum. Now, he's not going to be a Tom Brady. He's not going to be a Lamar Jackson. He's not going to be a Josh. He's not going to be a Josh Allen. He's not going to be. This guy has to come in right now, go directly on to Bieniemy, tell him what he prefers, draw the playbook, call the offense, tell them to come together. Reader, what is good with you, man? How you been? Yo, thanks for the let's go. Also, we're going to talk about the Maryland Terrapins too, and Maryland has done the unthinkable. Hey, man, I've been honestly struggling. I'm not going to lie. I've been struggling badly, but I'm here. I'm battling it out. I think this year has tested my will here a little bit, and I'm coming out fighting. I haven't finished, man. Reader, man, how have you been? What you been up to, man? Where you going? So again, the call-in number is 512-543-4662. If you want to call in and give your input as well, that'd be great as well. But to have Taylor HEINEKE, a DC defender, and the man was actually balling, puts a stamper on what he could have been this year. The experiment, as they would say, which wasn't an experiment, is over for Taylor HEINEKE. I've been working and hanging around, but other than that, I'm good. Well, I'm glad that you're here, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a regular here. 100%. I'm glad that you're here. But the thing about it is, it's troubling to hear that he's gone, but now the draft is upon us. So the draft is upon us. What are we talking about this week? Okay, I'm glad that you said that. This week, we're talking about the Washington Commanders. I want to get your take on the Cowboys and what happened in the game against the 49ers. But hold on. Let me go ahead and get to the transition of the NFL draft, which is coming up. I know that in Utah today, we just had the NBA All-Star game. Hold on. But we're going to get to that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and talk about that game against the 49ers. Dak was just trying to do too much again. Well, the thing about that is, it's not on him. It was on the head coach. The head coach allowed him to do that because that's what he wanted to do. You're saying it's too much for him or to do anything over that. He was trying to be Aaron Rodgers because Mike McCarthy wanted him to be Aaron Rodgers. That's the problem with what happened in the game, because he tried to be Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy wanted him to be Aaron Rodgers. See, this is what I was talking about. When you get Mike McCarthy, but here's the problem, Dak is not Rodgers. I know this. You know this. Mike McCarthy knows this too, but didn't care. He wanted his legacy to be, oh, in the playoffs, I rule everything type of attitude. No, he doesn't. And the 49ers proved that he doesn't do anything in the playoffs. Let me go to, what is it? What was I checking before? The NFL draft. So let me go to the NFL draft. And let's go who's in. So at least Keller Moore is gone. Even Keller Moore, your offensive coordinator, did not like being in Dallas because of the fact he was singled out for not calling the right plays. So he stated, as in going to Miami Dolphins, stated that he would not be in a Cowboys uniform ever again. So in the NFL, we're listed as number 16 in the draft. So quarterback wise, I'm looking at the prospects. So there's Bryce Young, Alabama. There's Will Levis, Kentucky. There's Anthony Richardson, Florida. Now, I believe Anthony Richardson, it is a 100% talented quarterback. He has the ability of Robert Griffin III. He has the arm of Robert Griffin III. And he has a mind football IQ as Peyton Manning. Now, the thing about this is, folks, I like this guy. We should get this guy, but he's not going to be available to us because we're number 16. Now, C.J. Stroud, Ohio State, they have projected him to go into Indianapolis Colts. I think they have us picking a CB or a linebacker, which I hate these projections because some of these projections do not equate to where we are as a team. Now, I still think we need a quarterback. So they have Bryce Young, Alabama, going to the Houston Texans at number 2. They also have C.J. Stroud going to the Colts, like I stated. They have Will Levi going to Kentucky. He's going to Carolina. Anthony Richardson believe that they're going. Anthony Richardson, they believe that's going to the Panthers and Seahawks, Panthers or Seahawks. Excuse me. But I don't think they're going to get him. I think they're going to go with another quarterback. I think there is a lot of prospects here to muddy the waters. I think some of the more we get down to the nitty gritty, I think more and more of these prospects are going to start filling out. Thanks for the 50 fan noise. Appreciate that. Going forward, I am completely utterly, trying to figure out our defense situation. Now, our defense situation, let's pull that up while we're talking here. Defense. All right. So I'm pulling up our defense ranking, and let's see here. We were ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our defense was ranked 7 last year, which is great. 100% perfect. But we deserve to need to be in 5. We are top 5. I felt we were top 5, but we were in top 7 defense. Now, is that a credit to Jack Del Rio? Top 10 is not bad. Top 5 is killer, as you can see, because in the San Francisco 49ers were number 1. Buffalo Bills were number 2. But Baltimore Ravens were number 3. Jets was number 4. That's a huge improvement for the Jets. 5 was the Bengals. Cowboys was 6, and we were 7. Now, Eagles had the 8th defense, but they're not top 1. So I don't understand why they kept saying they had a top, with a number 1 defense. There wasn't. It did not ring true, because if they had a number 1 defense, it would have been, out there. So I believe probably scoring defense, but not overall. That is not the case, because if they had the number 1 score defense, the Chiefs wouldn't have won. Shout outs to the Chiefs for beating the Eagles 38-34. Chiefs are now NFL world champions. Now, again, I knew the Eagles were not going to win because of the fact Jalen Hurts has never been there. And they couldn't do the same thing against the Eagles that they do to every team. Because all the teams are going to do, they're going to put you in a nickel. And that's what happened. They played very well against a nickel. And you cannot keep throwing it to Godards, Brown, and have the running back not go over 100 yards in the game. He didn't even go 100 yards. So I knew right then and there that the Eagles were not going to win. What about the defensive holding penalty? Well, the defensive holding, hold on. We got a caller. State your name for the record, caller.
Hey.
How you doing?
Maryland Myers.
How you doing, Maryland? We have the reigning champion here, Maryland, on the call here. You're with Reader, and you have Star here also on the call. Reader is a Cowboy fan, and Star is also a Commander fan. We also have another caller. Caller, state your name for the record. Hey, it's Lou. Louis Tenor has a show. What's your show called, Lou?
BIENEIMY Sports Show, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. East Coast time.
Excellent. It's the HEINEKE Sports Show. And he is here to help me. And also, Lou is a Cowboy fan as well. So we have 2 Cowboy fans and 3 Commander fans. So Lou and Maryland, what I was just stating to Reader and Star is the condition of what happened in Super Bowl. Hats off to the Chiefs again for winning the Super Bowl. As I stated before on my show, that the Chiefs were going to beat the Eagles. It was a no-brainer because even the experience of the Chiefs, it was not going to overtake the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles were not going to just come in there and beat the Chiefs handily. And I gave a stat, and I said this stat was the best stat that you could have as an analyst and a person who's a statistical guru. Chiefs have beaten the Eagles 3 times, and the Eagles have won nothing. Now, if the stats were 3-3, then I would pick the Eagles. But in this case, it was not even close. Chiefs hands down win this game 38-34. So, with that being said,
that was awesome.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that?
I loved it.
So Marilyn, you go ahead. What do you think?
Oh, you might talk on the Super Bowl? Oh, man. Well, the first half, I was like, okay, they're going back and forth. And it was a good game. And I was like, whoa, I didn't think we were going to be going this way. But it makes you, sit up and pay attention. Okay. Oh, man, who's going to get it next? And then you see Mahomes, he got hurt, and he hurt his ankle. Well, you know what? Instead of coming out, they came out and fight. I mean, fight. They did it. They did it. Second half, it was just boom. I loved it.
It was a perfect ending to a really great season, and I was like very I wasn't worried at all. But the people that I talked to who betted on the game were completely nervous because they couldn't understand the stats themselves, and I told them if I if I was playing this the lottery, and they had Chiefs Eagles, and they had you pick which team you get $1 million, I would have definitely told everybody on the street to pick the Chiefs because that was the sure bet. But the people who picked the Eagles, okay. So what I do is, and this is a little hobby of mine. Please do not come after me. But when I see the person who lost the game, or the team that lost the game, the teams who lost the game go on YouTube and voice their displeasure. So when the Eagles lost, some of the Eagles fans stormed out of the stadium, went on the street, and started looting and tearing down the street lights. Reader has said, I actually rooted for the Chiefs to win because I rooted for the Eagles. My Cowboy fan card would have been revoked. Well, Reader, you'd be surprised. There was a lot of Cowboys fans who wrote it for
Washington beat the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Well, Marilyn, you got Louis Tenor is actually a Cowboy fan right here, and we got Reader who's a Cowboy fan as well.
I think the Eagles are really the worst fans you have in all the forms of sports. I mean, because Blair and Louis, they go out and trash everything and destroy public property. They even destroy their own TV sets because they lost one. I mean, this team is out here like a bunch of savages for the fans. That's not right. Okay, you lost, but it doesn't mean you gotta go like a start rating lunatic and run the streets and cause a riot, steal, loot, riot, and beat each other up. I mean, look, that is not a way to handle a loss.
Well, I mean,
No, they should have just walked away and said congratulations.
well, see, the thing about it,
They were getting paid too.
well, here's the funny thing about this. There was two brothers on the field. There was the tight end, and there was the offensive lineman for the Eagles. The mother had a jersey, a jacket on, with both of.
It was half and half.
Yeah, half and half, exactly. Now she couldn't root for either or, right? But you had one guy who was in victory, kissing his mom, "Oh, I love you," and then you had the other son was like, "Hi, mama, how you doing?" You know. And she embraced him with the longest hug I ever seen. So in this game, there was a lot of emotion in this game between the brothers, but the team themselves, right? Because Andy Reid used to be the head coach of the Eagles, who decided to go to Kansas City and win championships. I kid you not. I was completely shocked by the level of hate that came out of this game. I'm not talking about little kid stuff here and there. Reader said Andy Reid is a legend. Exactly, he is a legend. But the hate that came out of there was completely just mind-boggling.
Well, you saw that picture that they were saying that was not a legal flag, where the guy was actually he was grabbing at his waist.
So the thing.
Both hands on him.
So that is a great point, Marilyn. I'm going to bring that up too. So as you see, the defender has to keep his eye on the wide receiver, right? So within 5 yards, you're able to bump him. But in this case, he did a route that went inside and out and up. So as he did that, he came close to him, so he has to keep up with him. He grabs the side of his jersey, but it was not the grab on the side of the jersey that the ref called holding. It was the first initial grab was the tugging of the jersey at the bottom in the back. They called for holding. So people think it was the second motion. It wasn't. It was the first tugging when he turned up. Yes. So that was the initial call. Yes, exactly. So the call was right. Even the corner of the Eagles said, "Yes, I did that. It was on me." So most people won't see it. It's right there. It's right there in there. Yeah, he actually did it, and that's when you had the whole entire Eagles fans grab their head, going, "Oh my God, it's over." Yes, it is. And then what's funny, I think it's funny how most of the Eagle fans saying that the whole night, the whole time, the referees were calling, off the wall calls. No, most of them was right there. It was a good call.
Yes, it was.
So
even Mahomes pointed it out.
Exactly, Mahomes knew.
And let me tell you, he's not going to point it out if it's not a legal problem.
Right.
And I'm like, because he is an honest person.
Absolutely.
So, hey, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And Lou, now that I got you on the call, I have a question for you, and I also got a question for Reader. So this is a Cowboys question. Who do you get? Do you keep Dak? Do you let Dak go? Let's go with Lou first, and then I want Reader to comment. Go ahead.
I didn't hear the question.
Do you keep Dak Prescott as your future quarterback, or do you go and get you a quarterback out of the draft and say goodbye to Dak Prescott and keep Cooper Rush as your number one quarterback?
No, I think I'd keep Prescott. He gets good at this year, but he hasn't been, that bad. At first, but yeah, keep. Don't worry about the draft.
Okay, good point. Reader, what do you think? I have a really good team. I love the conversation tonight. It's so engaging. It's awesome. I love the feedback. We got to have this more. We got to try to get a whole bunch of people on, but, I think we could do that. I love this. Well, when Reader finished typing, let's go to another question here. How do you feel about Taylor Heineke being a DC Defender, Maryland?
You mean for the defender?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, actually, he's going out and he's going to show people, hey, I can do this.
Right.
And it's like he said. He says, and then I want y'all to, look and see who is who. And I got to say, I think we should keep. I have to. I mean, he was the one that was in the quarterback seat.
Right.
The Eagles.
Right.
And he got us winning when we were losing.
Yes. Yes. We went on that 5-game winning streak with him.
Yeah. And I'm like, are you nuts or what?
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
Somebody needs to come up there and open your eyes.
Right. Reader just commented, I say keep Prescott, but just go after at least another decent backup QB. So do you get rid of Cooper Rush and tell him goodbye and then get a decent out of the draft? That is the $1 million question. Going back to Maryland, I think I'm a defender forever now because he's there. I'm going to watch him on a daily. I'm going to make sure that it's a part of my repertoire here that we cover.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to cover the DC defenders from now on. Hands down.
Yeah.
I'm a defender for life. And I will attend a game or two if I have to. And hopefully cover it.
I'm going to say something.
Go ahead.
I don't want to do a repeat of what we did last year. They went hunting for a better quarterback. I'm not going to back down. I'm not. I like Howell. I don't understand why they didn't tell Heineke, hey, you need to stick around because Howell can get through.
Right.
And, knowing that what he can do.
Right. Well, I think the reason why they made the jump to Howell, and I remember what Ron Rivera said when he was asked towards the end of the game who would start. He said that we're going to give the rookie a shot. And I'm like, oh, you're going to give a rookie a shot. Right. And then when they came out after the game and said that he's the future, I wasn't sure if he was doing that for the reporters to get off his back, or he was saying you know, I'm going to go ahead and let HEINEKE stay, and we're going to have a competition next year. But it didn't work out that way. They let him go, and now Howe's the starting quarterback for next year.
Yeah, they made him a free agent, and I'm like, oh, you crazy? Oh man.
Yeah, I was devastated. Reader says nothing against Cooper Rush. He's good, but as far as situational football goes, they need someone that could easily go down the field in those situations. Okay, okay,
I mean, look at the Eagles.
yeah,
Okay,
hmm
and it was the Chiefs and Washington that beat the Eagles.
right.
And guess who was quarterback? I read my paper.
So here,
And that,
I got a question for Star and you, Marilyn, and this is Commander talk here, and I want you to put, Marilyn, she's a coach, she knows X's and O's better than anybody I know. I gotta ask this question, and and since Star is a Commander fan as well, I gotta ask this question to both of you. X's and O's, okay. You have Sam Howell. Sam Howell was a runner slash passer in college. In the red zone, he was feared as one of the best red zone runners in the NCAA. Do you put him in that same situation when you see us in the red zone? What's up, Kyle? Do you let him be Sam Howell? Or do you put a tight end such as, Cole? Kyle. I forgot his last name is Cole. Who was out of Washington State? Who is a red zone tight end slash wide receiver? Do you give him the football at when in the red zone, or do you go with the quarterback? I pose this question to both of y'all. Marilyn, you go first, and then Star, you go next.
I go to the quarterback.
You go with the quarterback. Are you not afraid of what happened to RG3 or what happened to Taylor HEINEKE?
No, I'm not worried about them. Yeah, no.
Okay. All right, Star.
I wasn't even worried about Heineke actually, because I feel like I just feel like Heineke was listening and taking orders from somebody else during a few of those plays, especially when it was like third down, fourth, coming up, going for it. I was like,
So that's a great question. That is an excellent answer. See, I knew you were going to answer that right on the good. All right. I got a question for you. Now, Star, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just okay. Once Star answers, then I'm going to come back to you. Oh, that was a great answer.
Yeah.
So while we waiting for Star to finish her comment, I'm going to go right back to you. So in that same situation, you said you will have the quarterback run the football into the end zone if we're in the red zone. Now, if he had an option to throw to a wide receiver or a tight end or a running back, who would it be? Who would you rather have him throw it to in that red zone situation?
I'd say Corey McLaurin, Daniel.
Okay.
Could be either one of those. But we have really good. Good.
Okay. All right.
And I've got to say, when you go and you want a guy, like I told you last week, show you want him to run and get another touchdown and
Right.
drag eight players.
Yes.
And get still gets those jams. Yeah, I'd send him in.
Excellent answer.
I would send him in. And, you know, when that offensive coordinator calls him back in, I'm like, what are you doing? We needed a first down.
Right.
And Dawson got ready to go out there. He put his helmet on. Offensive coordinator calls him back. Calls him back to the sideline. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Read my mind.
Right.
No. Let him go out there and get that first down.
So start.
And it's the same as if you're going to get a touchdown. It's the same.
Okay.
Man, if you do it, do it.
Excellent answer. So Star commented, I'm always going to love defense. Okay, so tell me this about your defense. Do you think Jack Del Rio deserves praises for making us a 7th ranked defense? Or do you think we should keep Deron Payne, Chase Young? Okay, so our comment was no. I'm not gonna congratulate, Jack Del Rio, and I know why, because there were some misblown calls that he called in for. I totally agree with your assessment. I think he could have done, but I think he could have done a little bit better, putting us in the top 5 than top 7. Good point there. I like that. Let's go to. Okay, so we only have a few minutes, so let's go ahead to the next topic. I love this topic here. It's great. We got to have this back next week. All right. So the Wizards are winning 10 of their 14th game. They recently beat the Timberwolves with Bradley Beal's 35 points scoring. Kuzma had 32. Now the Wizards are on this great winning streak, right? So there's still something missing. Now they have Denny Ajinajad, who's actually, since they got rid of Rui Hachimura, who they sent to the Lakers to get, Nunn, and who's actually playing pretty well. They beat Portland. Kuzma scores 33 in Portland to give the Warriors a lead. So the Portland score was, let me see. The Portland score was 126-101. Now they're going to take on none other than the Knicks at home. That's Lou's team. So my question is now the question now is, who do they get in the on the waivers? And the two names that come up, and I hate the second name, but I love the first name. And I want y'all to comment it. I want Lou, Marilyn, Reader, and Star to comment as well. The two names that are coming up is Wall and Westbrook. And Reader has a question. I'm gonna get to that question too, but I'm gonna get Lou first because Lou is a Knicks fan. Lou, are you still with us?
Still here.
All right. What do you think about Wall or Westbrook? Who should we get off the waiver? I know who I want, but I want y'all to decide.
I think you'll walk with Westbrook is a disappointment. So I think I can reach Wall.
So Lou says Wall. He said Westbrook is a disappointment, and I agree with that assessment. I really do. Marilyn.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Wall?
I say Wall.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that assessment too. Both says Wall. All right. Reader? Reader has a question. What do you think about Mavs getting Kyrie Irving? I like the move because it takes him out of that element out of Brooklyn. Brooklyn, he was struggling in Brooklyn because of the fact that people don't like his stance on things. Reader goes, Westbrook hasn't shown me much. Wall it is. So there's 3 walls. Star, you can make this unanimous with your answer. But going back to Reader's question, I think the Kyrie, trade was not only a Kyrie trade, but the KD trade puts another spin on it, because now you're saying KD wasn't good with the Nets. Neither was Kyrie, so let's ship them both into the West. What you did was you strengthened up the Phoenix Suns more than what they were doing with KD. And then you take Kyrie and you send him to the Mavs, make them a really good potential playoff contender to go against who? Lakers. Because now what you're saying is, if we take on the Lakers, now Luka got help. Yes, Luka got tremendous help. Now what you're going to do is you're going to punish the Lakers, right? Because now you got Anthony, and then you got Bron. Okay, who are you going with college-wise? Well, are you choosing Wall? Are you choosing Wall as a trifecta? You got to answer that question, and I'll answer your question. Come on, Star. You got to make it unanimous. Lou says Wall, Maryland says Wall, Reader says Wall. So you just go say Wall, so I can just say we're all in agreement and we can move on. But Wall, gotcha. So we all in agreement. So I choose Wall as well. So basketball, college basketball. Lou is a Rutgers fan. Maryland is a Virginia Tech fan. I am a Maryland Terrapin fan. And the reason why I'm a Maryland Terrapin fan, because they just beat the top 3 seed in the country, and that's Purdue. And now they're in the driver's seat going into the tourney in March. So March Madness is going to be sweeter than anything. So after this month ends, March Madness is going to be crazy, because not only TCU, okay, so Reader's team is TCU, Texas Christian University. And Star, what's your college basketball team? My hat goes off to all of you, and your destination of teams, especially Virginia Tech. Rutgers is looking. Yo, your Hokies are fire. They're on fire, and Rutgers are doing pretty good.
They are. They're good this year.
Yeah, I know. I'm shocked. They actually putting up a fight. Texas Christian University, they're okay. What do you think about Michigan?
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Star has a really good question. Michigan, I'm in Big 12. Big 12 this year is competitive. Yes, Big 12 is very competitive. I think Texas Christian University is gonna make the tourney if they finish out their schedule. Michigan, I'm not too sure on Michigan. Michigan might not make it this year. They're probably going to go NIT. I think they're falling off the map a little bit. If they sneak in, they have to beat Michigan State, and they have to beat Nebraska, and they're going to have to beat Purdue to get in. If they do that, they'll probably be a low seed. Michigan probably a low seed because they're falling off a little bit. But if they lose, what about Florida? Florida, I think Florida's pretty good. Yeah, Florida's pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't think.
they are.
I think they're probably going to the tourney. They're going to be a high 7 seed. I know that for certain. They're going to be a high 7 seed. But the problem is,
UVA's in the top 10.
yeah, UVA is probably going to be a number 1 seed. I'm going to be real with you. because UVA is pretty good. Now Florida and UVA, that's going to be probably a good game to watch. But if that ever came down to it, UVA will probably win it by 3. Because of the fact that, that team is a really good defensive team. UVA is, but Florida is a really good offensive team. Let's see. Oh, we got 3 minutes. Dang, we didn't even get to the OV one. Hats off. I mean, my condolences goes off to Ovi losing his father this week. The Capitals are. Let's see what the Capitals are doing.
Capitals are going to be at the Hurricanes at 8 p.m.
Okay, so the Capitals have a really good task coming up. So they're going to be in a whirlwind, of talent here. They're definitely going against the Hurricanes. The Capitals are 28-23-6, while the Carolina Hurricanes are 36-10-8. This is going to be a really, really. What about UCLA? UCLA is night and day. I see an unbalanced team, but they're really good offensively. Defensively, they're not good. So they need to improve that to get to the tourney. 2 minutes to go. I want to thank Reader, Star, Marilyn, Lou. Without you guys, there won't be no DMV Sports Show. I love my fans. I love I love the back and forth answering. It's perfect. We got to get you back up here again. You can call in the number. I really appreciate you. The calling number is 512-543-4662. I'm going to see if I can get more people up here to talk about sports that they love, because this needs to be a really good conversation we have, because there's a lot of sports to go around here, and I think you guys caught on to it really early, and now you love it as much as I do. So have a great weekend. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you calling in. And guys, have fun this weekend, because the All-Star is here.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
Right.
all right, so y'all be safe
God
out
bless
there.
all of you.
So who do you think is the best chances of of getting drafted? Oh, that is a great question right there.
Wow.
Save that for next Saturday, and I tell you who it is, and I'll go over the whole entire draft situation. So basketball wise, you got to come back with that question. All right, thank you so much, Marilyn. Thank you so much. Come back next week. Hey, I'm gonna see if I can get. I'm gonna see if I can get Eric up here. I'm gonna get Eric up here.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna bring everybody up here. All right, thank you so much, Marilyn. You're awesome. You're so awesome. All right,
God bless you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Be safe. And I want to thank you as well. You're awesome. And everybody have a great weekend. I'm out. Peace. Where is it? I can't even find it. Where can I find it? There it is.
Thank you for listening to the DMV Sports Talk Show with your host, Rasul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. Without you, this show would not be great. You have been entertained by the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network, And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next time on the DMV Sports Talk Show.